Welcome back, everybody. I am KRX, and we are continuing on this beginner playthrough for Europa Universalis, teaching the game. We are playing as the Ottomans, but everything that we're thinking through, all the things that we're working through, the estates, I mean, all this stuff is applicable to all the countries. All the rationale when it comes to economy, applicable to all the countries, right? All the little tactics and little tricks and things that we're doing, like lowering our fort maintenance to save money, this is something you could do with any country. The reason why we did that is because Crimea cannot get here, right? If Crimea could get here, then we want these forts online, right? It's a very specific situation that allowed us to potentially turn these off. Right now, we do need military access through Poland and Moldavia in order to get to Crimea to take the battle to Crimea. Okay, guys, I also really apologize for the length of the episodes, but the update has complicated the game a bit in a good way, but still in a complicated way. The DLCs complicate the game significantly. There's so many more things to do. So the army drilling that we were talking about in the other previous episodes, that choice of what to do with your army at war, you have like 4 different options with the DLCs, but without, you just don't pay them, right? Just stand around and you don't pay them. So there's so many more things going on right now, just with the DLCs active, that it's making these episodes a little beefier, a little chunkier. You guys let me know if it's actually just a deal breaker. I mean, no one's probably going to be watching this episode if they think it's a deal breaker. They probably would have fallen off the wagon a while ago. But we are going very slow. We're only 2 years into the game, and we're taking things for granted, but we're trying to reiterate things too. I do realize I'm going off the rail a little bit. I need to continue to be better with this. It's also kind of hard to script things in this game because the game is so unscripted. Like, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. We don't know that Poland for sure was going to get that PU, but even if we did, I mean, what does that mean? We didn't know Poland was going to go happy. They just went happy on us. So now we can get the alliance with them, which is a big deal. So we're kind of rushing a little bit to get out of this war so we can send them the alliance offer before they change their mind, right? Before they change their mind. We want to take advantage of that diplomatic opportunity, but we're at war right now, and they don't like that. We're doing a number of different things, basically. Right now, we're moving our troops over so we can get ready to attack into Crimea, take the fight to them. We're still getting blockaded pretty badly. Good news is, I think we've built some more ships. So as long as we give it a little bit of time for these ships to sort of get their morale up, right? Their morale's not quite there yet. But yeah, I think we're actually going to be able to actually start to take the fight to them on the seas. We are taking a little bit of attrition here because we're over the supply limit. Provinces have a certain amount of supply limit. Can't just stack 100,000 troops on one province. So it's 22, we're at 19. We have 22 weight. And maneuverability actually lowers the weight of your army, which is really cool. So our general actually has 3 maneuvers, so we have lower army weight. We also move faster. That's what the maneuverability is doing. It's making us move a little bit faster, lower army weight, and also it's allowing us to cross rivers and straits without penalty if we outmaneuver the enemy. If we specifically outmaneuver the enemy. Thing is, can I ask for military access through Lithuania, or do we have to ask specifically through Poland? Okay, let's get military access through here first. There's Moldavia. Let's move. Keep moving. Keep moving. Now, we do have too many diplomatic relations. It is warning us, too many diplomatic relations, but this is a matter of war. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Lithuania, let's go. Let's go. We're just inching our way through. It's time. We are breaking into the Crimean army, or the Crimean lands here, by moving through Lithuania. Now, we could actually technically go back here and cancel military access. We could actually cancel military access through Moldavia. Let's get our last 10,000 through. And I don't know if we're going to need that. I don't think we need those 10,000. Because again, we can check on the Crimean army. We can either check in the ledger down here and just say war enemies and see Crimea is still at 9,000. They haven't actually even built up to 15,000. They're actually slouching. They haven't even bothered building up to their full 15,000. Maybe they don't have the economy. They might not have the economy. We can also go here to check on how many dudes are standing around. So there's 9,000 guys standing around. We don't know where they are, but they're standing around somewhere. So I'm going to remove the military access through Moldavia to sort of shut the back door. We're shutting the back door right now. They have a good general. That's a 2-star, so we can hover over them and see what's going on there. This is what I'm talking about, guys. They have a 3-3-1. Ours is better, but it's equivalent. It basically, the 3 fire and the 3 shock that we have is going to get canceled out by their 3 shock and 3 fire. We do have better maneuverability, though. So this river right here that we can lightly see is it's hard to see the rivers. If you go to the provinces, you can see a river flows between this province and this province, right? There's this little thing on the province, the specific. If you're going to have a battle here, it tells you where the river crossings are and who is going to be affected by those river crossings depending on how they pass. Here's the problem. We cannot... Oh, wait. No, it is letting us move to there. Where are these guys going? It says they're going over to here. What we could do is we could try to drop a guy. So I'm going to hit this to detach a siege. That's going to drop 1,000 guys here. And they're just going to be sieging and pillaging this while we chase after the army. We kind of need a good decisive battle here. We have significantly more numbers than them. We have an equivalent general. If we can actually get them to attack us with the river crossing, that'd be good too. They're running. They're actually kind of just running. So what we could do is, okay, if you guys want to run, fine. Detach siege. I'm going to grab our entire army. Click. V to detach. V to detach. So these guys are, this guy's going to there. This other guy's going to there. There. Detach. And then detach. That what V does is it detaches the lowest dude. Like if I hit detach siege, it creates a 1,000 regiment army right down here. When I hit V, it actually breaks them off. So if I grab everybody and I tell them to move to here, and then I break off 1,000 guys and then say, no, wait, go to here instead. There's still 1,000 guys that still have the order to go to here. So we have essentially, that's a little bit of a carpet siege trick. It's not a big deal. You can do this a little bit more. You can do this more manually where you click on everybody and you say, go here, go here, go here, and do it a little bit more manually while the game is paused. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm doing it this way just because it's one of the few hotkeys in the game I actually like using. We have 25 spy network of the Byzantium. Let's see what we can actually, let's see what we can do. So if we click on Byzantium here, we can see that they own Constantinople, but they also own all of this down here. But wait a second. Athens is in teal. Athens is in teal. Athens is their vassal. That's interesting. So Athens is a vassal. So what we could do is instead of making a claim on one of these provinces here, we could actually make a claim on Athens. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make a claim on Athens. And maybe we'll take Athens and Constantinople. These 1,000 dudes have just sieged that, right? It only takes like 30 days to do that. They're going to move over to Crimea. They're not going to have enough dudes to actually siege Crimea, but what they're going to be doing here is they're going to be preventing the training of new troops. You can see we do not have enough guys. This metric, this little number right here, it's not even a number. It's like an exclamation point or something, right? There's just like a little bit of red right there. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. It just, you get to learn that this means not enough guys. We don't have enough guys. We have 1,000 dudes standing out here, and these guys are just laughing because they have 9,000 sort of regiments are needed to siege us. They have 3,000 dudes that are manning these walls. I mean, if they wanted to come out and fight us with that 3,000, they could. You know what I mean? They totally could. All we're doing right here is we are preventing them from training troops in Crimea. So what this will do is if we actually get a battle with them, if we actually get a battle with the Crimean army, they won't have anywhere to run. They won't have anywhere to run. I'm looking for the Crimean army, but they seem to be running for their lives. So, yeah. I'm actually wondering what happens. Well, I don't think we can break. I don't think we can actually break military access with Lithuania while the Crimeans have troops in there. But you see how we got military access through Lithuania? That means that Crimea has military access through Lithuania, so they escaped to Lithuania. They're literally escaping. I'm going to take... Here, let's take... We need 10,000. We need 9,000, but because of attrition ticks, it makes sense to take a full 10. I'm not going to take our elite guard. We don't need them to be sieging. We just need them to be... Oh, actually, we don't have any more regular troops here. Well, we do if we sort of combine these guys, right? So we're going to take 9,000 more to group up. These guys actually don't have enough. They need 1,000 troops here, but they will get that back. See on the refresh, right? We're just waiting for reinforcements from the manpower pool, right? We have to reinforce from the manpower pool, and it takes a certain amount of time for people to physically get here. This is farther away from our country. It actually takes more time to reinforce these guys. Oh, the Crimeans, they got military access. They got military access. Okay, let's intercept them here. Because they are guaranteed they're going for our forts. This is good though, right? This is good. We can relocate our general anytime we want. As long as our general is in friendly territory, they can teleport. Teleporting generals, guys. Teleporting generals. I think we can actually fight them here. It's grasslands, so they don't get a defensive bonus. This, however, is also grasslands. Okay, that's scared. That's scared. Can we actually try to get them to retreat? They're going to try to retreat. We're coming down with these troops here. I don't think we're going to be able to reinforce in time, but we should be able to win this battle just sort of mano-y-mano. Okay, this is the closest battle we have fought, right? It's 10,000 troops versus 9,000. We have a slightly better general, but equivalent, like the general, see, we're not getting a shock bonus or a fire bonus because they have the exact same skill with their guy. In fact, they receive, wow, 25% shock damage increase for nomads on flat terrain. Oh, they're getting a bonus because they're fighting on flat terrain because they're nomads. Yikes. They might do okay in this, but we have significantly more discipline. Our army is more disciplined. We have more morale. More morale and more discipline. We also have recovery speed. Okay, morale recovery speed isn't going to help us mid-battle. We don't recover morale during a fight. We can recover it after a fight. So here's the thing. Because we've sieged their entire country, they do not have anywhere to retreat. Usually you retreat to your own, you will auto-retreat to a province that you control. And it doesn't count something that's besieged like this, right? So these guys are retreating next door. If they have nowhere to go, they just retreat one step over. They don't have any morale. They just got beat in a battle. What this means is when this war happens, we will actually finish them, quote, quote, finish them off. They are gone. We just wiped their entire army. 9,000 men, dead or deserted. And that's that. That's that. Okay. So what we could do during war is we're going to be sieging this down, right? And we could probably actually just get Crimea out of here with this sort of progress on them. We could actually probably just get them out. But we might want to siege them down to be able to take, if there's something we want from Crimea, holy cow, do we want to take land from Crimea? Do we want to take this province and give us a foothold in this region? We could be aggressive and we could try something like that. We could be a little aggressive there, but we are going to have to siege down their capital if they want to do that. What I can do is I can move our leader who has a siege pip. So siege pip naturally is good at doing sieges. And we can move this general onto this army here and he can help them siege this a little bit faster, which is kind of nice. Looks like, oh, Byzantium is at war. Byzantium is asking for military access. That usually means they're at war with somebody. What is going on here? Uh-oh, is Albania at war? I am a little worried here, guys. I'm a little worried here. There's some things going on. There's some things, people that are moving and grooving, and we do not want to miss out on this. We want Albania. We want this land for ourselves. We don't want the Serbians to get it. So actually, if that means that we need to release Byzantium to go fight that war to defend Albania, that's a good thing for us in this situation. Okay, protests. So this is talking about a particular province, right? There's protests going on here. And we can get some different choices here. We can move towards legalism. We saw that we were already kind of moving our way towards mysticism, to be honest, just naturally. That's because we've attacked Sunni nations. If we attack Sunni nations, we go towards mysticism. If we attack non-Sunni nations, we go towards legalism, I believe. But see, this is making the clergy upset. Not in a devastating way. It also increases unrest here, which that won't be too big of a deal. Whereas this loses prestige, we gain a little bit of loyalty with the clergy. But we lose tax modifiers. No, I think actually we will keep moving towards mysticism. I think we'll keep getting these benefits of mysticism because we notice that the unrest here. So we haven't talked about, like, we talked a little bit about unrest because we have some unrest, right? We know we have some unrest here because we're doing a conversion. You see that over here, 6%. Unrest, 6%. It tells you all the reasons why. I actually took that for granted. This province screen has so much information on it. I'm trying to sort of teach it piece by piece because it has so much information on here. It is insane. So we're trying to reference stuff as it becomes relevant. We can see that it's Sunni. This province here is Sunni in Turkish, an accepted culture and an accepted religion. Great. If we click on like a province over here, it's an accepted culture, Bulgarian, not an accepted religion. Not an accepted religion. But that's okay because our country is set up in a way, because of the dhimmi, our country is set up in a way that we're actually not being penalized by this that much. In fact, our unrest here is actually really good. It's very negative. It's very negative. It's buffered against unrest. There's a buffer there to prevent uprising. Here, we could see, we checked our unrest and we saw it was negative 5.1, so adding a +5 modifier still puts it at negative. This is unlikely to actually cause an issue, and that modifier is only going to be going on for 10 years. So this is just going to go away, right? This is just going to fall away. This incident is just going to be, it's just going to be a paragraph in a history book, you know? It's not going to be a big deal. What is going on over here? We have countries asking us for military access. Oh, Venice. What is the actual stipulation of this war here? It looks like Albania is not at war. Albania is not at war, which is good because we want to take over Albania. Venice has declared war potentially. Venice has declared war for Byzantium. Venice has declared war on Byzantium. So there's a few things going on here. I would like Byzantium to be able to move their troops over to here to defend their own country and defend the war goal. Problem is, if I give them military access, we will be giving military access to Venice. And if we give military access to Venice, they can march their troops down here and just crush Byzantium. We don't want to do that. We do not want to do that. It's almost near impossible to know if they have military access through like Croatia and Bosnia and all these other countries they need to kind of wiggle their way down here or not. It's really hard to tell. Florence has military access through Ferrara. Well, that's not going to do any good. It's not going to get you down here. I think we're going to actually not allow this. We're going to allow Serbia to continue to just beat these guys up here. And we're going to hope that Venice can't get down here. And we're going to hope that Constantinople's, Byzantium's navy is strong enough to somewhat repel the Venetians. Venetians have one of the most powerful navies in the entire world at the start of the game. So I'm not hopeful of that. I'm thinking there's a number of things going on here. We need the alliance with Poland quickly, stat. We need to declare war on Byzantium and take this land for ourselves. Okay, for ourselves. Let's actually try to fight this fight. Let's try to see if we can fight this fight. There's only six ships here. We could try to steal some of those ships. You can actually, in a battle, you can actually successfully steal ships. Guys, I don't know. We got a free diplomat right now. We could actually, well, we're going to get free claims on Venice. I was going to say we could build up a spy network with Venice. Oh, Wallachia. Conquer Wallachia, maybe? We could preemptively get something going on Crimea or Genoa, because if we take Crimea in the war, which will take a second to do, right? Because we're at negative 64%. It's going to take it could take a year or two to siege that. This is tricky. This is really tricky right now. Actually, these guys, I do want to bring these guys back. The war is over. What I was going to do, okay, man, we're so torn right now. We're so torn. There's so many things to be doing right at this second. I need to prepare for the war against Byzantium, right? But I want to be looting. One of the things I was talking about is that we can actually use our troops to actually plunder these provinces by sitting on these provinces. And cavalry are exceptionally good at that. Cavalry are super good at looting. So I'm going to use our 8,000 cav to plunder Crimea. And then we're going to actually sort of swing back around with everybody else and get ready to fight a battle for Constantinople. The problem also is that Constantinople has a really powerful navy, like I said. And I want them to be using their navy to defend against Venice, but Venice has a even more powerful navy. So, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Those guys are going to go looting. These guys are going to come back home and get ready. I wasn't paying attention to that naval battle at all, was I? How are we looking in terms of damage to the ships? Not much. Not much. They're pretty high health. Pretty high health. So we're going to repair those guys a little bit, and then we're going to send them here. What we're going to try to do is get a blockade on Crimea. If we can blockade Crimea, then our likelihood of getting this this done is going to be much higher. So right now it looks like we're only going to have about maybe 16,000 troops ready to go and march on Constantinople. That is not a defensible position, but they do have a fort here, of course. And they have 6,000 troops. That's not much. If we go to war with Constantinople, that'll also potentially let Venice roll through. It'll potentially let Venice just roll through. I don't think Venice is actually... And the thing is, it won't matter too much if we siege all this, because Venice won't be able to get anything. Ah, man, there's so many things to consider here. Because I don't think we can take all this land. We don't want Venice to get any of it. That's what I'm trying to think. I'm racking my brain with the idea of, like, how do we just make it so Venice can't get it? You know what I mean? Venice has landed troops. Venice has landed troops here. I think we have to give military access. Oh, I don't know. They're sieging down Athens. They're sieging down Athens. Oh no. They're successfully sieging Athens. They might, like, Byzantium might go and defend. Yes, they might. Let's give them military access. Dude, you were asking for this. You were asking for this. I'm going to move off a little bit and see if they're just scared that I'm standing too close. So these cav are looting. They're looting 5 ducats. No, there's 5 ducats to take. They're looting 2.5 ducats per month. That's going into our spoils of war. We're making 3.5 ducats from spoils of war. That's really good. That's really good. 1 more month of stealing loot here, and then we can move on to the next province, and so on and so forth. We can just keep taking a bunch of loot. This is looking good. Our ships are at 100%. Let's go. Let's go. Big battle here. Big battle in the Gulf. Gulf of Varna. Let's go. Galleys are fierce in these areas. Looks like something's going on with Balmanis. Balmanis is really far away. They're in India. I don't know if we really care too much about our opinion, like, relationship with Balmanis. I don't want to lose any ships here. I'm going to take a quick sneak peek here to make sure that no one's near death here. They're losing some galleys. They're losing some ships. We did not capture any, though. We didn't capture any. I think we're going to actually take these back really quick and try to repair them. And then we'll bring them back. We'll bring them back after we repair them. We're still negative on the siege anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Man. Okay, we have diplomats. What can we do? What can we do? We could be buttering up our allies just to shore that up. We could make these guys happy again. Did we already do that to our fullest? We did not. We're going to need at least probably 1 diplomat ready to end the war. And end the war, get the alliance with Poland, and then also sort of declare another war on Constantinople. Also, or Byzantium. I want to see, Byzantium, will you do this, dude? They won't take military access anymore, man. Athens is going to fall. Athens is going to fall. Wait a second, what? Wait a second, I'm confused here. Venice doesn't even have a claim on any of this stuff. How are they doing this? Venetian conquest of Corinth. But you don't even have a claim. Oh, it's with their subject. Their subject has claims on both of those. No! Naxos. These guys are a subject of Venice. They're a vassal of Venice. Get the fleet out there, Byzantium. Get the fleet out there, dude. Let's go. Ships are ready. Back into position here. I'm going to drop our... Whoops, we forgot to move those guys to keep looting. I'm going to drop our military access with Lithuania. We're going a little fast here. Sorry, guys. Again, just clicking on any of their provinces. Diplomacy. Cancel military access. It remembers where we were last with them. Good government policies. Ooh, stability. There we go, guys. Right? This is that stability I was telling you guys about. Free stability. What we could do is, here's the thing. Just because I've played the game before, I do know that the cost of stability goes up significantly for every stability you have. So what we could do is we can get 1, and then instead of having to pay, 185 now, instead of basically 120 or something, we can now get 1 and go up to 2. So we just went 1, 1, 2. That did cost us a certain amount of administrative power. That's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that. We're at -7 now, so this is progressing a lot faster. Yep. 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 Athens has fallen. Athens has fallen. And they're sieging this down, no doubt. Actually, they're sieging the fort. They're not actually sieging these. That's kind of interesting. This is going to have to be quick. If we get this, this is going to have to be like lightning fast. We're going to have to get the alliance with Poland while we're not at war. Then we're going to have to declare war on... Oh, no, they did get it. They did get it. You can just get a claim here. Ah, that's such a bummer. Ideally, you want to beat anybody to Constantinople, right? Like, you don't want your rivals to get stronger. You want to get stronger. We'll be able to take this back from Venice, no problem. No problem, but it's going to be a much tougher war taking it from Venice than than Byzantium. Much tougher war. Peace offer from Crimea? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you want that, but we are going to continue to loot your country and work towards getting this down. There we go. Now it's a totally different ball game. You can beat up your navy a little bit, which is cool. Maybe steal a ship or two, get a little bit of prestige and sort of naval tradition from that. We got 8 navy tradition from that. Oh, sorry. No, we got 1.3. They got a lot, even though they lost prestige and such. So we're just kind of like beating up their ships and stuff, maybe capturing a ship here and there. Let's get, we are at 100% war goal. We have 100% of them. We have Kandar that's been sieged for a while, and we've just completely sieged Crimea. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy there. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Let us see what we can do with Crimea. We could try to separate piece Crimea. I'm just looking at something really quick here. It's going to be the same. So basically, if I separate piece Crimea, sometimes it costs more, right? It costs more to take this. This is 54%. If we do it the other way around, it's still 54%. If we had a claim, though, it'd be different. If we had a claim, it'd be cheaper to do it with the war leader. If we had a reason, but we have no justification to take Crimea. This is a greedy move. But if we take Crimea here and we do it separate piece style, because there's no difference, we have to pay the 48 Diplo because we don't have a claim. If we had a claim, we didn't have to pay this. We don't have a justification for this. It's warning us it's going to take us 100 admin to core this province. We're going to take 39 aggressive expansion, which is bad. It will warn us if there's going to be a coalition, though. Okay? So, and we're also going to get 18% overextension. We haven't learned about these mechanics, but overextension, if this goes over 100%, that's really bad. That's really bad. It's a complete breakdown of like just your own internal stability. Your just country basically just sort of starts to implode on itself. Overextension is a diplomat. So overextension is an internal stability metric, and it's rated as like how your people are handling it, right? How you're able to actually manage your overextension. Your administrative is your capacity of controlling your government or whatever. You're being overextended. Your leadership is overextended, and it's causing chaos in the streets, right? Internally. Aggressive expansion relates to the outside world, the diplomacy ramifications of what we're doing here. So if we take this land, a certain amount of people, in fact, a lot of people are going to get some aggressive expansion with us. 314 countries, somewhere between 2 and 39. Now we know the Catholics probably won't care that much. The Catholics won't care that much because these guys are Sunni. So Poland shouldn't care about this. Poland shouldn't care about this, but we'll have to see. We're just going to take a risk. It's not high enough. If this is over 50%, people complain. People basically, there's a potential chance of a coalition. It warns us here. There will be a coalition may form because of this. Kandar and Crimea will join a coalition together and says they're the only ones that are going to get a high value from this. For the most part, no one else is going to care. No one else is going to build enough aggressive expansion to actually want to take action against us. Here's the thing, though. Kandar is not going to exist in a few seconds because we're wiping them out, right? In Crimea, you can't form a coalition of one. In fact, you need 3. You need 3 countries that are eligible to join a coalition to form a coalition. Crimea is going to have a truce with us. You can't really form a coalition against someone to go to war against someone if you have a truce with them. So Crimea is not even going to be eligible. Crimea is not eligible, and they're the only ones, and you need to have 3 to make a coalition. So that means that, for the most part, we can do this. We can take this. It's a little aggressive. Don't get me wrong. It's a little aggressive. We don't have a justification to do this, but we can. We can actually have them break alliance. I don't think we want to. I think we want to keep their alliances here, but we could have them break their alliance here just to get a little bit of prestige, but I don't think we even need that. The larger the peace deal, the higher we go up with this peace offer, and you can see 100 is the max, right? 99 is like as good as we can go. The longer the truce with them. I think we're going to want to fight these guys soon, right? I don't think we want to artificially create a longer truce by taking and having them to break the alliance with Kandar. That is completely irrelevant. That would just make the truce take a few more years to come about. This is going to lead to about a 14-year truce. It's about 5 by default, and then it's about 1 for every 10 war score that you take. So this is about 9 plus 5 equals 14. 14 years essentially for this truce. It does tell you all that information in here. Truce will be 1462. Am I right? Yes, 14 years. 14 years. There you go. They're going to pay us war reparations. That's just really good. So they'll pay us 10% of their income. 10% of their income is going to us directly. Really, really cool. And then we also are just going to take all the cash they have because they have a good amount of cash. Let's go. We do need administrative to core this. We haven't talked about this. We've taken our first piece of land. Hurrah! Okay, so let's wait. Let's just finish all of the war for a second. I just realized a little bit of a kind of a goofy move there. We're going to move these guys back in down here like this. These guys are isolated over here. We're going to need to get our transports over here and pick these guys up, which is totally fine. We can do that. Let's get them up. Hey, and then let's drop them down over here. Perfect. Perfect, actually. Beautiful. Except we're technically still at war with these other guys, right? We need to get Kandar out of the war. There we go. We've just dropped these guys off. So I just grabbed these guys. I hit attach to transport. We just happened to have 12 transports. Scooped them up and dropped them off over here nice and fast. Using transports to get people around is super, super awesome. These guys are black flagged. So they're allowed to navigate through anyone's territory in order to get home. I don't want to move them to Crimea because they'll get stuck there because this isn't connected to our territory. We're going to have to use our transports to keep moving back and forth to Crimea. But we now own Crimea. There's some things to consider with that, to be honest. Let's get out of the war first with Kandar. So we know we want to take all their land, and we could just take their money. It is going to take 150 more admin, more aggressive expansion. But again, it's the same. We already checked this. No one's really going to care here. And more overextension, right? It's all adding up together. And here we go. We have finished our first war. Let's go, guys. Let's go. There's a couple things we need to think about here. One of the buttons that have popped up on the screen. Some of your provinces lack cores. We need to core this land now. We need to spend administrative power to core this land. There's a little bit of a penalty because of war exhaustion. This war exhaustion is anywhere between 0 and 20. When you're in war, it goes up, right? That makes sense. It goes up while you're at war. But this is only causing a 5% penalty, and it takes a long time for this to go down. It only goes down by 0.1 per month. So it's going to take It's going to take over a year to do that. We want to core these immediately. Immediately, we need to get these cored. Because what this is contributing to is our overextension. We're at 36% overextension. This creates a massive amount of negative modifiers, even though we're not over 100%. Over 100% is terrible. I mean, it's just like, bombshells going off, basically. If we go over 100% here, that is not good. But even before then, it has a scaling negative modifier of yearly corruption, reduced ability to do diplomatic relations with people, national unrest issues, trade abroad is significantly reduced. I mean, tons of terrible, terrible stuff here. Okay, we've got it cored though. I'm gonna wait 6 seconds. We need to get this alliance with Poland. Please, 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 Poland. Yes, they still like us. Whew. We're lucky that they didn't care. Poland doesn't care that we took over that land. They only got a -8 aggressive expansion against us. They only getting -8 because they don't really, even though this was a -58 total, like permeating out, they took less of it because they're Catholic and these guys were Sunni. We're going to ally Poland. There we go. We have an alliance with Poland, the unholy union. And we have apparently too many diplomatic relations. How do we fix that? We have a royal marriage with these guys. We can't really break that without taking a penalty. That's just going to kind of fall off in time. That's unfortunate. We have too many diplomatic relations. That's how it's go. We have exiled troops. That's these guys. They're coming home. We know that. That's fine. It's just warning us that we have troops that are exiled. They'll be coming home. We are gaining corruption, and we can just basically pay money to sort of stomp this out, essentially. So we can just pay money to sort of make sure that that goes down, that stays like at an equilibrium. Corruption is basically we have to spend more money to overcome that corruption, basically, to sort of uncorrupt people by corrupting them, I guess. It does say that we can get a naval doctrine. Naval maintenance modifier, minus 15%, just cheaper to run the Navy. That's fine, but we're already making a good amount of money. We can get galley combat ability. We do have a lot of galleys, and we are in the inland seas. This is actually pretty potent. This is pretty potent. We might want that. Ship trade power. This could be good eventually. We might want to change it to this in the future. And then we can actually increase the chance to capture enemy ships. I was trying to capture enemy ships by fighting, but we never did. We never did. If we had 33% extra chance, maybe we would have captured some. Which is cool because it's better to steal them than to build them, right? But I think actually because we are doing so many galleys and we're focused on galleys, oh man, both of these are so good, but I don't usually do this one. But since we're going to be fighting in the Mediterranean, basically for the foreseeable future, I think that's going to be good. All of our galleys just got a huge bump, huge power bump. Speaking of which, I think we build light ships instead. Let's try to get a little bit of that trade fleet back because we lost some light ships and we have a discount, right? Because of the merchant guilds, we have a discount on light ships, which is really cool. I don't know if that was even the button or not, but somewhere in here we have a discount on light ships, don't we? There it is. Yeah, light ship cost minus 20% and ship trade power plus 10%. So that's actually really good. And to combine that with the other doctrine would have made sense. But I think we're gonna want these 10 galleys to be really, really good to be able to fight against Venice and to be able to fight against Byzantium. And we are going to be attacking Byzantium like ASAP. We have the alliance with Poland. We need to attack Byzantium because we don't want Venice to take it all, right? We don't want Venice to take it all here. We need to swoop in here and try to slow them down as much as possible and take advantage of this in any way we can. The unfortunate thing is I don't think there's any way to let these troops slither by and get over here. I don't know if they'll do that or if they'll try to siege up our own land. And unfortunately, I think we just have to remove the Byzantines. And unfortunately, Venice is going to have their way with this over here. They won't be able to have the capital because we'll have that. But I think they'll be able to just get what they want over here, which is kind of a sad sight. It's kind of a sad thing. But that's just how it goes. Guys, thanks so much for watching another episode. We have finished our first war against Kandar. We've cleaned up this border. Look at this. Our border's looking a lot cleaner over here. We have a new fort. This is a grasslands fort. Not a very defensive. We'll talk about this in a bit. So we have some new forts that we can try to figure out what's going on with those. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We will work towards completing some of these missions and work towards a war against Byzantium in the next episode. Thank you so much everybody for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.